This Sunday we begin a four-part series of lessons that go along with the theme, Faith at Home. This series emphasizes that your home is one of the primary places where you live out and experience your faith in Jesus. So this first week's theme is the home as seminary. Now the word seminary originally means seedbed. Originally a seminary was like a greenhouse where you would grow your baby plants until they were ready to be transplanted into the regular garden. Today we use the word seminary to refer to the graduate schools where we train professional pastors. Today we're talking about the home as one of the primary places where you and me and our children learn about the faith. Sometimes as a parent, you may not feel qualified to teach your children about the faith. You feel like you may need some specialized theological training to teach your children about Jesus, to teach your children about our relationship with God. And so it just seems easier to hand off the education about the faith onto our church Sunday school teachers. That feeling of not knowing all the theological answers that your children may ask, that feeling is understandable. And our Sunday school teachers are certainly very faithful and dedicated Christian teachers. And they can definitely help round out your children's education in the faith. But 1 hour on Sunday is not enough time to teach your children all of the fascinating stories in the Bible and to talk about what those stories mean. You don't have to be a biblical scholar to introduce your children to Jesus and talk about our relationship with God. There are some excellent illustrated children's Bibles. One parent at family camp this past week just told me about this excellent illustrated children's Bible called the Holy Moly Story Bible from Spark House, which just so happens to be the Lutheran printing company. And they said the Holy Moly Bible was surprisingly good. The counselors at camp were surprised at how well the children, his child, knew the Bible stories. And a lot of Christian education is simply building relationships. You read the Bible stories to your children, and so you're spending time with them, showing them that you love them and value them. And you also show them that you value your faith. The great reformer of the church, Martin Luther, felt very strongly that children should receive Christian education in the home. In the 1500s, in fact, he wrote the Small Catechism so that parents would have a teaching manual to teach their children about the Ten Commandments, the Lord's Prayer, the Apostles' Creed, and the sacraments. It's written in a simple question-answer format, and we still use the Small Catechism in confirmation class today. The Small Catechism could be a very useful tool to talk about the faith with your older children. And then, as you grow in years as an adult, there are numerous books and videos that examine a wide range of topics about the Bible, or various books of the Bible are theological topics. One company, the Great Courses series, has several introductory classes on the Old Testament, the New Testament, the early church, the history of Western civilization, which gives a significant understanding about how the church developed over the ages. And you can get them on video or audio. Or you can simply watch movies about the life of Jesus or documentaries or about the life of Paul or Moses, but nothing beats the classic Ten Commandments movie for understanding the life of Moses. Sometimes we can get sort of lazy in the faith and feel like you've done your Christian duty by just coming to church once in a while, when you feel like it. But this Christian life is far, far more than just occasionally showing up here. The Christian life is a life of continual learning, whether at home or in church. And then the Christian life is also about continual practice. Practicing what you're learning, whether at home or in church or even at work. And if you're raising children, you will have an abundance of opportunities to practice your spiritual skills of forgiveness and understanding. You will continually get to practice your gifts of wisdom and humility. Yes, that one too. I was just telling someone the other day that children and youth are custom designed to find your weaknesses, your pressure points, and your boiling point. Yes. In today's scripture reading from Luke, most parents of youth will recognize Jesus' attitude as a 12-year-old boy. His parents have been searching for Jesus for 3 days. And when they finally catch up to him, they find him debating with the elders in the temple. And Jesus simply says, "Why were you searching for me? Didn't you know that I would be in my Father's house?" And nowadays they would go, "Tss, burn." I guess even Jesus could be snarky at 12 years old. It seems as though living out your faith and understanding could be a challenge in any century. And yet living out your faith in your daily life at home is the most important witness that your children will ever see. May Jesus guide you always in your daily parenting and living.